Morning. Oh, I forgot my hat. Well, I'll just have to be a regular person, I guess. I'm going to church. The smell of all those birdhouses is still in the car. Guess they were just painted recently. Didn't notice that they had that. It's interesting what flowers are in bloom right now. I'm seeing there are those short daylilies. Those are in bloom, the yellow ones. And there's a certain hydrangea with really big leaves, and I don't know if you can see that as we pass it, but they're a big bush, not just like your regular hydrangeas. I see that the hydrangeas I planted for my mom have not lived. Oh well. So I'm off to church. Hope I get there in time. It's 8:30. Church starts at 9. I'll probably be alright. Since it is only, 5 minutes away? So, this morning I've been having a lovely time. Guess what I've been doing? Hey, I don't have my earrings on. Well, that won't do. Well, I guess I don't have to do because I don't have any with me, do I? Have them all hanging on the things. On that screen. I have a screen, that opens up to put in the window. Anyway, I have it hanging on the wall. And it's got lots of earrings on it that I made when I was at my mom's one year. You know me, I always want to be doing, actively engaged in something. I think I get that from this book called Double Your Energy and Live Without Fatigue. It's an awesome book. Now I have two things to say. That conversation splits now. I just ordered a copy of it from Amazon.com. Do you know, if you go on Amazon.com and look through things that you're interested in, like tatting or... Oh, look at that. I guess I have a phone call. Good morning. Hi. Okay, we're back again. That was my boy. It's neat to be a mom. I love being a mom. I love having kids that need me and that I care about and that care about me. It's great to be needed, But I'm down here in Georgia. It's already 21 degrees and it's only 20 to 9. I know that might not sound like much to you, but it is to me. Look at those banana trees they've got there. They are not going to make it through the winter. Not a chance. Can't get frost on a banana plant. And I know this how? Because I lived in Jamaica for 6 months. Yes, indeed, up in the mountains. Anyway, I love you guys. Somebody asked me a question and I forgot what about playing the violin. Yes. I learned to play the violin because I saw them on sale for $150, and I didn't know you could ever get a violin for less than $10,000. So I thought, $150? I can do that. So I bought one, and I bought a book with a CD, and I put in the CD, and it showed me how to hold it, how to pull the bow, how to, make scale, where to put your fingers. Great book. And then he went on playing a little jingle, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to play like that. So I learned with his book for a while on my own, and then I went to my cousin Mary's in Connecticut, and on Monday evening at the little one of those little churches, we had a gathering of all these people that play violin and different instruments, and they used this book that had been written by somebody in Massachusetts. It was just a paperback book. It was spiral bound. And it didn't have a fancy cover or something, but I think it was a commune, and that was the book that they put out. So, I was just thinking about that groom transportation guy and going to Atlanta to get the, blah, 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 blah. so I learned with that, and then I got a bit good at it, so I went and joined this little orchestra where you learn. And I wasn't very good, and they had been in the orchestra for 10 years, and so they all could play these same pieces. They could play them like butter. And they were new to me, and everything was over my head. And she was trying to teach them to play those pieces by ear, but that was over my head. I could only play with notes. Never been able to play by ear. If I didn't have the music, written music, I couldn't play. So I was always without ability, right? So at some point, I realized with much discouragement that I could not play the violin without a musical book. So I got myself, no, I didn't get myself anything. I sat there with my violin and tried to pick out music. And I could not jump notes for anything. Like I do know, there's a few things I know, like Here Comes the Bride. That's C, F, I think. C, D, E, F, here, C, here comes, C, D, E, F, here comes, F comes, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Do, Fa, here comes, yeah, that's it. You see how I figured that out? So, anyway, so I tried to figure out how to jump notes. And I worked on it, and finally my ear started to pick it up a little bit. And so then what I started to do actually was pull my bow back and forth across the violin and change fingers. And there are only, did I just cut myself? Goodness. There are only, 7 notes plus the flats, so there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 notes. Or something, whatever. There's not that many possibilities. And so every single song in the whole world is made by combinations of those few notes. So if I play any 2 or 3 or 4 notes together, they've got to be part of a song, right? I mean, there's so many songs, and I've heard so many. So I started picking out, and then I would hear some part of a song, and then I would try to find the next note. And I would try, and finally I would find the next note. And then I would have to figure out what those first notes were that I had played. But anyway, after a lot of work and time, I started to remember. And I know that top string is a very high note. So blah, 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 blah. Is this the right turn up here? Is this Julian? Yes, it is. Julian Drive. So there you have it. Something bit me on my knee and it itches. Nothing ever itches me. Okay. Anyway, that's how I started to learn to play the violin. I just decided I was going to do that. And I can now pick out a lot of songs, and I just keep picking and picking and picking. I really wanted to play the fiddle. That's what I wanted to do. Because I hear this awesome fiddle music. But I love violin music, slow and beautiful. But fiddle music is pretty cool. Humid out. Air conditioner's too cold, but without it, it's too humid. That's when you put the reserve on. Okay, I'm going to go now. Goodbye. I'm at church. Maybe I can find somebody who will take care of my just got a wave of weakness. I think I better eat something. Man, I got this funny thing in my head and my hand and my... Wow. Phew, I don't feel good. Time for an orange. I took 2 Scalactin this morning because 1 Scalactin has never done anything. I'll take 2. That was an hour ago or something. They didn't do anything at all. I was in terrible pain. So when I got in the car, I took 2 ibuprofen. And I wonder if I've just poisoned myself. Luckily, I'm just going to walk in there and sit down. These azaleas are blooming here. Yuck. There's a funny feeling in my arm. And a funny feeling in my other arm and hand. I'm not going to any kind of facility in the United States. So I cannot afford to pay those outrageous prices. So I will eat. Eating solves all my problems. The sun is warm. Hey, look, it's low. It's coming in the side window. Reminds me of winter in Canada. Except in the winter, the sun has no heat. It's too far away. It's a miracle that our Earth is positioned exactly in the right place away from the sun so we don't burn up and we don't freeze. Or we almost freeze in the winter. And we almost burn up in the summer. Well, not really. It's quite amazing. You know, in the creation, and let there be light, and cause that the stars would shine, and the sun and the moon, or divide the light from the darkness, and cause the lights in the firmament to appear. Greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. You know, that must be when the Earth started to rotate. It's not a rotated at first. But if it had just gravity and didn't rotate, and the centrifugal force of the rotating keeps it from becoming a black hole, right? I know, it's kind of deep. Something I never considered before. Imagine something I never considered. Well, don't be astonished. I know enough. There's enough I don't know to fill a book. Speaking of books, if you go on Amazon.com and look up a topic that's something you like to do, if you live in the United States, shipping is $3.99 per book. I used to buy church books for horrendous amounts of money at church bookstores. And so every time I get near a church bookstore, Willem would go ding, 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 ooh, ooh. So if I said, let's go by the bookstore, he'd always say, no. But now on Amazon, first of all, he doesn't know what I'm doing when I'm on Amazon. But also, you can get church books for 1 cent plus $3.99 shipping. Used books. It's a marketing gimmick for people to for all these used booksellers to get you to come and buy their books. Because if you get them from Better World Books or Hippo Books or Goodwill Industries, Houston, whatever it is, there's all these choices. There's all these prices. And I think sometimes just getting their name out there means a ton. So you might look for a book and it's like worth $5 or $10 or something. And there'll be a copy of it and they're selling it for like $422, right? So nobody's ever going to buy it. I'm calling it a collector book. Nobody's ever going to buy it. But when you go, you want to click on it to see who in the heck is selling a book that's worth $5 for $300. So you see their name, you see, and that gets that name in your head and you think, you've seen that name before. But anyway, I think that's the idea with selling books for 1 cent, is that people like, if you order a bunch of books, sometimes you want to buy them all from the same one so they come in one package and they come at the same time. And so if you see a whole bunch of books for 1 cent, you're going to buy it. You're going to buy it from the guy who sells it for 1 cent. You're getting in your head that seller has good prices I like. So you're more likely to buy from him when it doesn't cost 1 cent. But I'm smart enough to know about that, so I just buy them for 1 cent. And I get to the next one and buy it from 1 cent from him. So I got all these 10 books. Excellent books for very little money. Oh, I got a set of 68 Dr. Seuss books for $50. That's $3 shipping. Okay, bye. Hello. Well, church was very nice. It's nice to be in there with everybody. Feel the spirit in the room. Thinking about whether or not I live the gospel and how well. Anyway, I didn't stay for all of church. It's 11:15. I'm going home to help with my mom. Help her with her regular routine. And I feel fine. I needed an orange earlier. I think I hurt today because I ate chocolate yesterday. I think chocolate really makes me hurt after the fact. Well, that was interesting, don't you think? An armadillo anteater. Flattened. Splat. That tail. Those are armored beings, you know. They just cannot be bitten by ants. It's amazing. We need some more of them to get rid of all the ant populations that are out here. Georgia has a lot of problems with ants. Fire ants. I wonder if you can still plow a field that's got fire ants, or if they'll get in the tractor and come up and bite you all over. Subsequent pulling through the dirt, like if you're using discs or a cultivator or a plow, you might plow through them, and if they do get stuck onto your stuff and try to walk, the subsequent motion of other dirt coming past them, that'll keep them off you, I believe. IHOP is a very nice restaurant. Most of all, it sure beats cooking